The fate of an American pastor behind bars in Turkey is unclear right now, and it's creating some serious tension between the two countries, the United States and Turkey. Andrew Brunson is accused of being a spy and trying to overthrow the Turkish government. Our State Department says the pastor is innocent, and keeping him under house arrest is simply wrong. The dispute is going to the top levels of the government. The Trump administration has slapped sanctions on two top officials in Turkey, and the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be hashing this out with the Turkish foreign minister tomorrow. Kristina Arriaga is a commissioner with the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. She joins me now. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Have you been able to contact the pastor in any way and talk with him? Is he able to talk with his family at all?
Actually, I flew to Turkey last year with another commissioner. We met with him in prison. And I was also in Izmir last month to attend his judicial hearing. When we saw him last year, he had not even been charged. He had lost 50 pounds. It took 18 months for the Turkish government to even tell him while he was in prison. And they leaked the 63-page indictment to the press before they even presented it to his attorney. The prosecutors are calling for 35 years in prison for a 50-year-old man, for the pastor who turned 50 last year. That would be a life sentence. And all the stories that have been made about him are entirely fantastical. During the judicial hearing last month, obviously the judges were helping witnesses for the prosecution even remember their own testimony. And most of the evidence, all of the evidence against him, in fact, is based on secret testimony, and no evidence has been presented at any of the judicial hearings against him.
That he could in any way be a spy for the American government in Turkey. That's absolutely false. And they also accuse him of trying to convert Muslims to Christianity.
Oh, it's absurd. He peacefully pastored a church for 23 years in Izmir. He received a notification 2 years ago that he had to show up at the local police station. Both him and his wife showed up, and they thought they were just renewing their permit to pastor the church. He never came home again. His wife was sent back home. Many Christian pastors have been kicked out of the country. Right now, Erdogan controls all of the press. He controls all of the social media. And one of the reasons that this house arrest is so disturbing is that Pastor Andrew Brunson and his wife are in even more danger by being in a house, because there has been evidence that for the last week, the Turkish government, through the press, has incited neighbors to violence. He's in a precarious situation there. All Turkey has to do is to release him and the other Americans who are also imprisoned, and also 2 to 3 embassy workers who worked for our government for over 20 years and were arrested. All of these people are innocent. This is all some made-up drama by Erdogan.
Well, we'll see if the Secretary of State can make any headway. Kristina Arriaga, thank you so much for being with me.